How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the Black Enterprise. This is an episode of the Blackeffect, and I am Nico B. Let's go ahead and dive into this topic. When Tupac and Biggie Smalls died, that was the turning point of hip hop music. When Tupac and Biggie Smalls were murdered, after that, hip hop and rap music took a turn when Tupac and Biggie Smalls were shot down. Right, Tupac first, and then Biggie Smalls got killed. Right after that, hip hop began to commercialize. It became more commercialized, and it began to commercialize genocide of the black community. It commercialized the destruction, the genocide, and the degradation of the black community after Tupac and Biggie Smalls died. Though, and you heard Snoop allude to this. See, Snoop Dogg was before them both. Snoop Dogg was the one of the most if not right now, Snoop Dogg is the most well-known rap name next to Tupac right now. Next to Tupac, Snoop Dogg is like probably the most popular rap name. If anybody just know of rap, they know of Snoop Dogg. So the thing with that, he knew, like Snoop had experienced all the fame, all that stuff beforehand, before Tupac and Biggie. Snoop was also, you saw his albums. I mean, you heard Doggy Style. Like Doggy Style, I remember when that first came out, the tape came out, my mother hid that tape for me and my brother. And that was good on her, and I salute my mother for that all the time, because what she did is she listened to the music. It wasn't nothing good coming out of the Snoop mouth at that time for no children. And the music wasn't for kids. We get that. But it wasn't nothing good coming out of Snoop mouth for the black community. Or for me, like bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts, suck the dick. Get the hell out after you're done. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This DJ Easy D. I'm this DJ. I'm looking. This is W Balls. W Ball. All this silliness, man. And then not to mention the gang banging culture that he introduced and came in there with. And we all know Snoop wasn't really down like that. Like Snoop wasn't no chief gang banger. He wasn't the chief crip. It wasn't like he was Tookie Williams. He knew some niggas who knew some niggas. You feel me? Like, and that's the thing about these gangs. Like, this is just a clique of niggas. They was the Dog Pound, DPGs, Dog Pound Crip, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he brought that and made it popular. Like, niggas was starting to want to be like that. Niggas and I'm not just talking about your thug, your hardcore thug, nigga. I had, parents. You feel me? But niggas in the ghetto, like, they may not have been together, but still, we all had these similar experiences, but we didn't have like strong male figures to look up to. A lot of us didn't have fathers. So this is what we gravitated towards. That behavior, those artists. Snoop, I'll never forget it. I was a young kid listening to Snoop. Then I remember my brother broke my Warren G tape one time, man. I was crying. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, man, I was so mad and hurt. I was in tears that a nigga might Warren. No, matter of fact, the tape broke on its own. Like I listened to it so much, the tape popped, man, and I was damn near in tears because the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how young I was. But I'm listening to Warren G, man. This is the G funk. Niggas was talking about regulating. Like Regulators, it wasn't a song, just a friendly song. Nigga, we're talking about going on a mission, man. Listening to Deep Cover, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, shit, nigga say, well, let me think about it. It would give you 20 G's if you snitch on your homie. Let me put you in a home, make your life plush. Oh yeah, but you gotta sell dope for us. Let me think about it. I turned my back, I grabbed my strap. You guess what I told him for? I shot him. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to this and like as a kid, like damn, this some ill shit here. And at the end, and not knowing that really that neither one of these niggas is living that lifestyle. That's a, and that's a huge red flag there. If I'm a firm believer in reality rap, like, I am, like, and that's why I don't listen to them new music today, because I see niggas dropping like flies, like nothing. It's like how Bodie was saying on The Wire. Niggas just get killed like they nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Back in, it wasn't like that back in the day. You had to violate, even with the mafia, you gotta violate certain codes and certain rules and certain things and go through certain parameters for a nigga just whack you. You couldn't just kill anybody. In the black community and in certain, in certain pockets of the neighborhoods and in the inner cities, man, niggas just be doing stuff. They just be killing each other for fun, man. Nigga just like it's tag. Like you kill a person, then the other person get killed. But it's tag and your ass end up in the afterlife. It's tag, you end up in hell. It's tag, your mama crying. It's tag, you know what I'm saying? Your sister getting wrapped up in the trunk. Y'all don't really even care about nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? But when Tupac was alive, like, so you had the era with the Snoops and the Warren G. They came after your Rakims, Snoop them. They came after your Public Enemies. They came after your EPMDs, your Lakeside. With the come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. Man, them dudes was busting rhymes. Like my auntie used to play that rap for me, you know what I'm saying, when I was a little kid. And I used to be jamming to that. Like you can bust rhymes and you don't have to talk about busting heads. See the difference with Tupac and Biggie, what people don't understand, they always they don't get it, because I get it. A lot of y'all are young who be talking, and a lot of y'all didn't grow up in the time. If you don't know what it's like to not have a cell phone, to be in these real environments, like the tunnel, and where niggas got these mindsets to where where you in those environments that I'm speaking of, where it's hot, you could cut the tensions with a knife. Niggas is in there, got this mindset of I wanna, it's all this competition. One nigga looking at them, my crew the best, I'm the best. Man, if y'all ain't never been in there with no cell phone, nobody to call, then you don't know what I'm talking about, man. If you ain't been in an era where you could not sound like somebody else, you couldn't take somebody, you couldn't borrow nothing, nigga. You couldn't borrow a cup of sugar from a nigga style. Because if you did, your ass was going to get roasted, toasted, and ostracized out of the game. And that brings me to this. Tupac was setting the gold standard in rap. And without Tupac, you didn't have that standard anymore. And what do I mean by that? See, Tupac was on an upward trajectory. Time moves forward. Time is linear. Yeah, niggas could talk about how Tupac, man, he was a chameleon, man. He was acting one way and then this, then he was acting one way then. That's human beings. All human beings have different layers and aspects to their life. The thing with Pac is he was just real with it, raw with it. He just let it hang out. Like pause, but he just let it, he just was himself. The same way you get some like a J. Cole, like he may not be like Tupac, with all bravado and things, but the same way that Drake he's just himself, and I admire that. I admire just a person just being yourself. Like how Kanye West, when he came in the game, he was himself. He never tried to change and perpetuate that he was grabbing the gun, that he packed major bazookas, and that he'll come to your crib and kill you. He never did that. Kanye West never did that, man. And he's one of the richest rappers, one of the best to go down in history, man. And he didn't have to do that. And so is Drake, one of the best of the era. Drake is the best of the era that we have in this new era. You know what I'm saying? Because he has the most hits. He's the most famous, most consistent. It's universal music he makes, and he works with everybody. He can work with the most thuggish nigga. He ain't scared of them. You know what I'm saying? If it came down to it, nigga, Drake got money, F you money. You know what I'm saying? He put a fucking cheddar cheese bag on your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he don't even, like, he not even in that lifestyle. And that's what it is. When you doing the right thing and keep, and doing the right thing by God and being yourself and not being no follower, you get the things that last. God blesses you with the things that last, because you was courageous enough to go out there and do that. Put yourself on the line to be yourself. You know, when it came to Biggie Smalls, the difference between Biggie and Tupac, and you've seen this from, and you, if you're smart, if you in the know, you know that he was willing to play the game. Puff Daddy told you that. Because Craig Mack wasn't willing to play the game with Puff. He wasn't willing to do that. So you, in turn, you see what happened to Mac. Like, he got ostracized. And Mac told you in that story that he was trying to do a second album. I totally believe that was Puff he was talking about. When he was trying to do that second album, and niggas didn't want to pay him the right correct money. They want to use him. Because the thing is Craig Mack was a righteous lyricist. You know what I'm saying? He believed in lyrics, the craft of the rap. The funk was said, the funk's my only mission. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. That's what the Craig Mack was saying, nigga. And he said, you know, that's what he concentrated on. And Puff wanted to try to dress niggas up and sell this commercial dream that continued rap to be able to sell this genocide to the black community. It continued it, you know, and it packaged it in a nice bowl for the mainstream. And they consumed it and kept it alive. And you know who died and suffered from it? Us, the brothers and sisters. We suffer from it all these years. God woke me up and I had an epiphany. He took the blinders off my eyes. Because it was, at one point in time, it wasn't nothing you could tell me about hip hop music. I just had blinders on, man. I liked it so much. I just loved the genre and the culture so much. I didn't see the truth in what it was doing. We don't have to make music talking about killing and doing stupid stuff and criminal activity. We can just make good music. That's what we do. We are creative as black people, the first people on the earth. We jazz, we've given them rock, we've given people all these things. R&B. When after Pac and Big died, it's like R&B dissolved. It's like, didn't nobody want to be show no love no more. Niggas just dissolved into everybody want to be a thug. R&B thugs and shit. Like, you had to be on some thug level. You had to, like, it became that rap skills weren't even held to regard anymore. It was more so your street credibility. If you was a nigga fresh out the pen who had just scalped about 10 black people, then they was gonna put you on the forefront of raps. They was gonna put you as a top rapper. Puff Daddy has had a hand in a lot of this stuff. I mentioned him because, again, Pac and Big were like our iconic figures of time. You know, they weren't just iconic in rap music. They were iconic in the black community because we all have lived that similar story of friendship, success, hatred, backstabbing, and the choice you have, and the choice that you have to turn it around. You know what I'm saying? We all have had these similar stories. That was an epic story, you know, of betrayals, things like that. And with all of the truth, salute to people like Gene Deal, salute to people like Napoleon, salute to people, you know, all the people who've been on, who've told stories on people's channel like Art of Dialogue, you know, the Pac channel, all the Tupac channels, all the documentaries. Salute to the people who told the truth and have bridged this gap. You know what I'm saying? These people who've told the truth, when you just let people talk, tell the truth and shame the devil. Like, when people are gone, and the only thing that what you could do to help is to tell the truth so people who are living can learn from that. And that's when you don't do that, that's what's allowed this cycle of debt, genocide, drug use, abuse to go on. It's enabled it. We've had a hand in that, supporting it. The same way when you support sex, all this porno, you support sex trafficking. You supporting, you have a hand in that, and you will answer for that to God. You will. And my thing is, these rappers, you shouldn't want to keep this going. Like, you should have more integrity, because these labels are they're keeping it going. They signing you dudes to these one deals these one album deals, these microwave deals, because they not sure if y'all gonna even be alive. And in actuality, they hoping y'all don't make it, because now they can just make money off you and don't have you in their ear. You ain't got no say so no more. Now they just now you just a statistic, and they just boss hogging your money. Man, it's crazy, man. But with Tupac, like I said, when you had the way he was moving, Snoop Dogg wasn't feeling that. He was more so feeling the direction that Biggie and Puffy were taking. He wanted to get his shot again and you see what he did after, like I said, I said that in the last video. I mean, in the video I did before, when he got with right after Pac got killed, he didn't know what was going on. Niggas he was a sitting duck. Because he was because he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. When Pac was alive, he wanted to make it seem like he was with him. You know what I'm saying? But he really wasn't. And then when he was dead, like now he just was a man without a country, because Suge Knight was on his head. And once he got escaped all of that and the heat died down, what did he do? Did he make gospel music? Did he thank the Lord for saving him? Did he start doing different music like Kanye, pushing the genre forward? Nope. He went and got the Eastsiders, his old crew, got back with Dre, and started making songs like "Bitch Please," "Get on Your Knees," for this something and weed, you tease. and I like that song, nigga. Don't get me wrong. And like Exhibit wrecked him up. Like that whole thing went hard. Like that was Snoop. Like Snoop came back into his rare form then. But again, still, it goes to show you that, where his mindset and his heart was at, who he was with. Start back, now he cool. Now he can freely be cool with Puffy and all these people and sell you this and sell the black community all of this foolishness and things that's going to keep them stuck and never making any progress. See, Tupac was coming out with he was trying to unite all black people across the world, and he could have done that through the vessel, which is hip hop music. Because see, hip hop is uniting, it's bringing people together, but what it's doing to the black community is burning them up at like a high rate. They're wheat for the fire. Us, the brothers, the lions, the real lions, ain't gonna let that happen no more. If I gotta give up my boom bap 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 boom boom bullshit, I'll give it up. You know what I'm saying? And I sound like I sound like my grandma saying that, because I remember we used to get in the car and certain hip hop songs come on. She used to say that. She used to be like, "You listen, man, this song just sound like boom bap boom," and I used to be like, "Man, girl, you talking crazy. You just be making up words. It ain't how it sound." But now when you really listen to it, yeah, I see your point. See, but it was better then. But see, now it really is like boom, pap, slap, rap, cap, tap. Very primitive, very very degradational, very degenerative to the mind. It's very counterproductive at this point for the consumer. That shit puts you in a bad mood. Like, rap be having a mood. Like, when you see a lot of these niggas, like when dude got killed listening to Young Dolph, he running from the police, whole life flash. He can't even contemplate and think about the stupid decision he finna make, because what's going through his mind is man, I gotta get the bag, roll up on a nigga in the jag. It's Dolph. It's this. And I got up, nigga, cops ain't gonna catch me. Nigga, and he peeling. As soon as he get out the car, his cops shoot him up, and that's his life, and it's Young Dolph music still playing. You see, that's the legacy Young Dolph leave. All that other stuff, man, we don't know about that. But what we see in 12 in HD is that. And see, like I said, Tupac was he was showing growth. If you listen to All Eyes on Me and you listen to Machiavelli, those albums were two different albums. Like they both jam. But when you saw Pac songs called Blasphemy, Hail Mary, he was on the cover crucified. He basically, depicting Jesus like homage to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. You know, not saying I agree with that to depict that, but but what it showed you was Tupac was religious. He had a spirit. Tupac was spiritual. Tupac had a connection to the universal creator. And two, it was certain, when you have that connection, it's certain codes you live by and you will die by. Certain things you won't do at all. And Pac wasn't down with the boule. Pac wasn't down with the LGBT switch. A lot of these rappers were. And if Tupac was in the game holding that standard, being the pioneer standard for black male culture and things like, which he already was, you know what I'm saying, and became when he passed. Look at all these rappers who got tattoos, bandanas, and basically copied his blueprint. Damn, it's like y'all niggas just waited for him to die so y'all could be him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he would have led and sparked a thought charge, because that's how it is. It takes somebody to do that and spark that thought charge in black men to get together and form under a righteous cause and form and start improving their communities. But like soldiers, Pac had a military mind. You forget that. See, these other niggas are just some street rumble tumble goofies. This nigga was a soldier. You understand? That's powerful. And he was big and he was taking it everywhere. It's niggas in Africa who would have, suffering, who would have been championed and empowered by Pac. He would have been making songs for niggas in Africa. Do you understand how powerful that would have been? Rap would have, and the standard that he held would have continued. And it would have been a righteous standard that's set. You wouldn't have been no drug dealer nigga that could come in the game. It wouldn't have been a nigga. Because now you got Haitian Jacks who rap, after Pac died and Biggie died, you had niggas like who were Haitian Jacks in their community coming making music and rapping. They couldn't rap worth shit. You had niggas like a Young Jeezy just come in. Nigga couldn't really rap. Like Young Jeezy sucked at first. He honed his skills and got better later. But you had niggas just coming in the game. Like you got them now who just some trap niggas selling some fentanyl in their hood or selling some, selling some pills. And they just come in the game trying to act like they run this. Like, oh, but I'm just rapping because of this. Nigga, you got to have some rap skills. At least Biggie could. And see, the standard with Biggie is that Biggie could rap. Like, it was like big, man, them subliminals that Biggie was dropped. Like, Biggie was damn near a genius when it came to lyrics and wordplay. Like, he was the subliminal king. Like, the same way Jay-Z started using all them subliminals and things, Biggie started that. Biggie taught New York niggas how to flex, like, with the lyrics, to where you could be talking about stuff that you're doing in the broad day in people's face, but they won't know because it was a clever thing and it was a tongue-in-cheek joke, but they won't know because we's talking subliminally. And white people and they don't even know how we talk, so they'll never catch on. It's really what they thought. And Biggie did a good job of doing that. See, Pac was more direct when, you know what I'm saying? When he was talking about something, you knew what he was talking about for the most part. That's how Tupac was. See, Biggie wasn't like that. New York niggas, like I said, a lot of them wasn't like that. Puff Daddy, they never said Tupac name at all. That nigga, but Puff Daddy was on that stop yapping, like, that was all towards Pac. It's all towards him and Suge Knight. We don't need, we don't need you to confirm. We don't need a nigga to say that that's the case. We already know that was the case. All right? But I'm telling you, we don't have no time machines. We can't change reality. But if you could revert, if you could have kept Pac and Biggie stayed alive. First of all, what was happening was Pac was basically winning that war. He was taking them out. Like, he was pushing them out. Like, if you listen to Biggie lyrics, Biggie got some very questionable lyrics when it comes to, homosexuality. Pac don't have no questionable lyrics when it comes to that. But Biggie would allude you to believe that nigga went both ways. The nigga said, man, I'm going to just give you a couple. And he said, I got techniques dripping out my butt cheeks. Sleep on my stomach so I don't mess up my sheets. That's light. But to say, that was a dope line. But what type of nigga say he got anything dripping out of his butt cheeks? So this dude said, we all know the line. He said, when I met you, it was a trip. You look so good. I suck on your daddy's blank. You know what I'm saying? That was a line from Biggie. You had another line. What the nigga Biggie say? Leave your butt leaking like rapper demo. Man, he had another very questionable lyric. We all know he had the line, my nigga Gutter kidnap kids, F them in the behind, throw them over the bridge. Like, why would you? And he said that, and the dude Gutter is around today. It's like, that's what, and didn't say nothing to him. Nobody batted an eye at that dude. That was the energy Biggie Smalls was bringing. That type of energy, man. You know, straight hardcore womanizing. Ask Lil Kim. You know what I'm saying? Ask Lil Kim the shit that he had her probably doing. I'm talking about Biggie Small. Yeah, Tupac had the women, but Biggie Smalls was like a hardcore womanizer. Puff Daddy, man. We all know. Look at the suspects' pictures and things Puff Daddy be doing. Man, we all know that. Look at how he was talking to Fabulous. You know, look, we know what he down with. Pac wasn't down with that at all. None of that could have went on in the rap game. You think Lil Nas X he wouldn't have even existed in the rap game today if Pac was alive. Because of the standard that he would have set and upheld. The people under him would have upheld that standard. There's nobody, it's the same way when you train up your children and raise them in the way that they go. Like, you give them the standards and the blueprint so they take it out into society. It's the same way. A lot of these men and women in the game today are children of Biggie Smalls and Tupac. These are the children of those two pioneers and pillars of rap. Those two men are the pillars of hip hop. Period. Like, we could talk about everybody else, but those two men are the pillars. They embodied everything from that time before them. And even those men had a futuristic aura and outlook. And just, they had a prophetic life to live, is what I'm saying. They really did, both of them. Because what it did was, it had to happen that way to shape things the way that they are now. God even used it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say this, like, if Tupac would have continued to do what he was doing, he would have been a messianic figure. And then you only got, you know what I'm saying, you only got one Jesus Christ. And ain't nobody here, like, Pac wasn't Jesus. Like, he was a human being. And people they would have tried to deify him. And that's how people try to do now. They try to deify him. Like, Pac ain't no deity. You know what I'm saying? He was a human. But the thing is he was trying to do some right thing. He was trying to do some correct, his wrongs, instead of just living his life for money and trying to sell it at all costs, selling his community and his people death and destruction. That wasn't what he was about. He was pretty specific at the people who he was talking about. You could be like, yeah, Pac was all around loose cannon. He was pretty specific at the people who he was going at. He mentioned them. Like the thing with Biggie and them and how raps became like with the niggas who was under them, like the Locks and all them niggas was just talking about killing anything. When you listen to a Styles P, like I remember them mixtapes and him and J Hood and them came with, you call them shits horror raps. Them niggas was talking about killing any, like, man, I catch a nigga, I don't give a F who you are. Nigga, see your head, I leave your head on the car. For us niggas, bitch, you a bitch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cut you in the head with an axe for 6 figures. Like, whoa, Jason Voorhees. Nigga. Like, who are you, nigga? Better go somewhere with that. Better take a Ritalin, nigga. That shit out of there crazy. Like, and that's how it got. That's how raps got, man. Bunch of phoniness, a bunch of WWE, WWE with the boogeyman. So, but that's where it is. That's where it started. When you heard Snoop say that Pac and Biggie was the sacrifice for hip hop, it was really the turning point for hip hop. And you see the direction it went. But it could have been starkly different. And imagine what we would have gotten if those two men were still alive and could have, still held this, and if Tupac especially was still alive and held the standard that he was holding in rap music. With that being said, it's your man, Nico B. This is the Blackeffect. I'm out of there.